Let's talk to TJ. What's on your mind?
I've been trying to get into meditation. I started seeing a new therapist, and he really recommended it. So this time I've been sitting down, and I've been really, really trying to meditate. And it's very difficult because your mind wanders, and that's part of the exercise, about when your mind wanders, bringing yourself back to center. So yesterday I was doing it for 5 minutes, and I felt like, oh man, I'm finally doing it. Like I could feel myself drifting off, and I was so proud of myself. And then I woke up 50 minutes later, and I realized I wasn't meditating. I had a nap.
That means you're relaxing. Like that. Apparently, that's really good.
I'm progressing.
Hey, there you go.
Jax, what about you?
Stronger.
I can't imagine how it is to be a small business right now during the pandemic, but to open a small business right now during the pandemic, I want to give a shout out to Lambo's Deli that just opened up at the corner of Bellwoods and Dundas. Went there yesterday to try to sub. They just opened up, and they're getting They're getting so much community support, and they also apparently are fans of Virgin Morning. So I just, I love them.
Well, now I definitely like them. No kidding,
it's so
my
delicious.
favorite sandwich place in the city.
So
Also,
good luck with everything,
named
guys.
after one of my favorite cars. Love Lambo.
There you go.
Jesse, what's up with you?
There's an entertainment reporter named Roger Friedman, and he runs a website called Showbiz 411.
Okay.
And he started a rumor that Adele's new single is coming out mid-November.
Okay.
Now, he seems fairly credible. He works in the industry. But there has been no other reports. I'm just going to wait and see, but I'm very hopeful. My fingers are crossed.
That would be very cool. Now, I know that Adele doesn't really work with anyone.
No.
I want to know if on the next album, whenever that is, in the next 10 years, I'm sure, if we actually get any features with Adele. Like, I know Drake has been dying to work with her. I know that Calvin Harris wants to work with her. Everybody, basically. I wonder if on the next album she goes, you know what? Why not? What the hell? I'm Adele. I can do anything I want.
I think her new single is going to be called Hi, and it's going to be, remember her song Hello? It's just going to be the other side of the phone call. So, hello, hi.
All right.
I'm going to just... Wasn't my best work.
TJ had a good morning.
Bye, sweetheart.
About that great story about meditation.
We just got a text from a 647 number. Hey, guys, am I allowed to call you?
Yes!
Please do.
Please.
416-872-9999. It's Virgin Radio. Good morning.
Right now.
Jax, do me a favor. Put your hand on the ground. Right now.
I can't reach there.
Just put your hand on the ground really quick.
Oh, boy.
Do it quick.
Okay, I'm coming.
Do you feel the heat? That's because the city is hotter because Jason Momoa is in it.
Oh.
Jason Momoa is back in Toronto. He's filming season 2 of C and was spotted eating a burger in Kensington Market.
You made me get down to the ground to do that?
Yeah, it was
When was the last time you think they mopped that?
the ground
I don't
or
want to
the
talk
burger
about.
place?
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. Not for a while.
But Jason Momoa is here and he eats burgers. That's
He's
cool.
so hot.
Ozzy's Burger Joint reached out to him and they came over for a burger. They spotted him and there's pictures of him sitting there eating the burger, you know, being hot, getting greasy.
Super polite, apparently.
So that's the thing about Jason Momoa is he's apparently super chill, very down to earth, very polite. But we have this theory on the show about Jason Momoa that he either smells incredibly good or like hot garbage, and there's no in between.
We have the theory.
Well, nobody has ever said that on this show.
I have this theory that Jason Momoa either smells really good or really bad.
He smells incredibly good.
Yeah, no. When we first started here, TJ had to interview one of his co-stars for Aquaman.
Oh, yeah, true.
And the guy did not find that question funny at all.
No,
in fact, he was a total jerk about it. We'll have to find it. See if we can find that clip. Because it's so
not thrilled.
awkward.
Yeah, because didn't you ask him what Jason, and he was like, what?
He's like, to be fair, it was the first question I asked in the interview.
Yeah, so you gotta warm him up, man.
How's your day? Day is good. Yeah. What's Jason smell like?
Yeah, it's weird.
Cool.
Hey, Dexter's coming back, even though no one asked for it. Showtime just announced that Dexter will be coming back for a limited series with Michael C. Hall taking on his role of Dexter once again. You might remember that the show wrapped in 2014, and if you were a big Dexter fan, you probably hated the finale, which maybe is why it's coming back. But production is going to start in early 2021, and the president of Showtime says they wouldn't just do it for any reason. Quote, we would only revisit this unique character if we could find a creative take that was truly worthy of the brilliant original series.
It's not going to be.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. The only, because I loved Dexter and I was really, really let down by the series finale. The only thing that makes me trust this a little bit is that Michael C. Hall is involved, because I feel like he wouldn't get back on board with something, because like he caught a lot of heat.
So here's my question. What's Michael C. Hall done since?
I don't know.
That's a question for the old IMDb.
So here's the thing.
I don't think he needs the money though. Like I don't think he would go back for it. I don't think he would go back for no reason. He's also been like on and off again sick. Like so he has his own thing going on. I know a lot about Michael C. Hall.
He's been in stuff. He's been in something called The Report.
I don't think The Report was a really good film.
I think it's a fresh paycheck, and that never hurts.
No, I don't think so.
He was in Game Night. playing an
no one
unnamed
has heard of
character,
this.
so things are going pretty well.
Yeah.
4 witches were spotted paddleboarding in a very festive, very Toronto picture. This happened at the Credit River Inlet. They were in full witch gear.
Water witches, it's that time of year.
It's that time of year. And they also rode their paddleboards one more time than Adam Wylde did this year.
They did.
Oh, yeah,
I
true.
didn't touch my
It's
paddleboard.
actually Adam.
It's still hanging
Yeah.
there. I should probably just use it this weekend so I can say at least
You
I did it
won't.
once.
You won't.
I won't, but I should.
Yeah.
That's what's trending on TJ.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, TJ. Thank you for outing me like that.
You're
I
welcome,
appreciate
buddy.
it. I remember just over an hour from right now, it's going to be Virgin Radio Moneymaker time, as in you're the moneymaker and you make $500 instantly. Text money in your name to 99999 right now, and you will be entered, and we'll call your name out at 7.
Even though we both know we're lying.
And Jax.
On 99.9 Virgin Radio.
Do you look more like your partner the longer you live with them? A lot of people say that they look a lot like their dogs. I do know people that date people that look like themselves.
Present company included.
You're guilty of that?
Yeah, I definitely dated a couple girls that look like me. I have a type, and it's me.
I have a friend who is dating a man, and they look exactly the same.
Oh, yes?
And here's the thing about them. I hate them because they're both gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's like looking in the mirror. I'm gorgeous person 1 and I'm gorgeous person 2, and it's not fair.
Beautiful, morphing into each other.
100%.
Yeah.
So there was a study actually done in the 80s about this that claimed, or at least a theory, I guess, that laid out that, yes, you do. However, Stanford University has said that spouses are similar, but do not become more similar with time. So if your faces are similar, you do not become more similar to your spouse over the course of time. So if you're like TJ and you date someone that looks like you,
Like a littler version.
you're not going to become more TJ, and they're not going to become more TJ as the relationship happens.
Lucky them.
Right?
I wake up like this. They don't want to.
Now, Jesse and I all thought 100% you look more like the people that you... And I think, Jax, you're coming at it from frankly, a lesbian point of view.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
here's the thing with lesbians. There's a lot of... You guys share a lot of clothes.
Well, no, yeah, and that's the thing is like you start dressing like because you're wearing the same damn thing,
right.
But it really doesn't matter. So like whether it's a long-term relationship or a new, like I'm in a new relationship right now, and we 100% have many of the same articles of clothes. And I'm like, I love those shoes, but it's also because I want to wear them. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
same with a lot of my gay male friends. They're gorgeous,
Really?
and they just start looking like each other. Yeah,
Interesting. So maybe
queer
it's
morphing.
So that at least biologically, you don't look more alike. But I
Yeah.
think what they need to do is extend this. So the study does argue that people are attracted to mates who do look similar to themselves, which is interesting. But time does not exacerbate these
Yeah.
similarities. I wonder if they took it outside of your biological sort of realm.
Yeah.
And
was looking
went
at
into clothing. Because how many couples okay, my dad and stepmom worked for CBC when I was growing up,
Yeah.
and they were in sales, and they both got CBC jackets.
cute.
And they wore them to the hockey game, and the
Yeah.
CBC jackets were bright yellow. So I was when I was in hockey, I could always pick my parents up because there were the two guys wearing bright yellow jackets next to each other
Hey,
in the
Adam,
stands.
where are your parents? Yeah, they're the bananas and pajamas over there at the end of the rink.
Exactly.
My mom and dad used to dress alike, but it's only because also my mother would 100% dress my father. So I was like, this is all my mother's creation. You know what I mean? Yeah.
How much of it too is just appealing to your partner's taste? Because as you guys may be aware at this point, I
Yeah.
don't need glasses, but I wear them because my girlfriend Val says she thinks I look good in
Does
glasses.
you wear glasses?
She's similar. She has reading glasses. So with the
So you'll wear whatever she tells you?
oh yeah,
I'm gonna.
You know what?
I'm
Wear
gonna
a
mess with
mesh-
that.
She can say wear a mesh tank top.
Ew.
It's a good strategy.
And chaps, and I'd be like, all right.
Yeah, as long as you want to get
Fair.
naked later.
Fair, true.
Right?
True.
It's Virgin Radio.
Virgin Mornings with, of course, this happened in Toronto.
Oh, I hate that this is happening. People keep stealing outdoor patio heaters from restaurant patios because, restaurants have had it so easy over the last 6 months, and they're
Jeez.
definitely the people that should be targeted. Obviously, patio heaters are in hot demand right now, pun not intended, with more restaurants wanting to keep their outdoor dining areas open because it's one of the only things you can do right now. So multiple patios in the city have been hit. A bar called The Alchemy and a bar called The Wren in the West End have had their heaters stolen. The Wren posted on social media saying someone borrowed our 4 patio heaters without asking. 4 of them. Those are the big up ones too.
Those are $300 to $500
yeah,
each
they're
too.
huge. Yep.
Expensive.
And they cut through the lock chain, and thankfully,
Wow.
the story has a happy ending for now. They were saying that Mark and Mandy from Left Field Brewery, who are always super warm, came through with a loaner, so that's great.
Jeez. That's the thing is that obviously talk about kicking businesses when they're down, right?
Yeah.
Like it's obviously not cool to steal at any point. Restaurants already had a tough time. Like failure rates in restaurants are huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
So right now, the fact that they're even surviving and they're able to keep going is unbelievable. And
Yeah, it's the last legs they have, these heaters. So let it be.
And they're in crazy high demand online too. They were saying that when you go online, you look at like Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace, there's a lot of interest in scooping these up by restaurant owners. And then, of course, with increased demand, it costs more now.
Yeah,
So people
100%.
are jacking up the prices because they know they're going to pay it. So just be kind to your restaurants, man. I remember there was a bar in my neighborhood, my old neighborhood, in the Flatiron building. They got robbed like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
People, when it was all locked up, people kept kicking in the windows and stuff. It was terrible.
Let me ask you something. You show up with one of those heaters at your house and someone asks you how you got it. Do you not feel guilty about that for the rest of your life?
Yeah, you probably should.
Like, I know you can get them at Rona and stuff like that, and I've considered buying one for my backyard. But, like, I'd be like, yeah, I just got it at Rona. But if you stole one of those from a restaurant patio, you're not feeling good about that, right? No. And, like, ever.
You're a special kind of jerk if you do that.
It's Virgin Radio.
Virgin Mornings with Adam Wylde, TJ, and Jax.
On 99.9 Virgin Radio.
Sometimes you hear just good news and you need to pass it on because you feel like everybody needs to know about this thing that you have heard. Because it's the thing that everybody has been asking for forever. There was a time when McDonald's only did breakfast till 10:30 in the morning.
Don't remind me of the dark times,
TJ.
please.
And I remember when they were going to bring in all-day breakfast, and I was like, you need to know that they are bringing all-day breakfast in. And it's been a revelation. It's been a wonderful thing.
Yeah, good for my metabolism. That's
Terrible, but hey, delicious. Guys, another thing good for your metabolism, Girl Guy cookies. Now for sale online for the first time
What?
ever.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be a huge problem.
Girl Guides of Canada has begun selling their iconic cookies online this year as the coronavirus pandemic makes traditional door-to-door sales not possible. First time ever the organization is offering this. They used to do online ordering for pickup, or you could do it for local food banks and that sort of thing. Now you get your cream-filled cookies, which is the chocolate and vanilla ones.
Yeah.
Or you can get the third chocolate-coated mint flavor, which is, by the way, the greatest cookie flavor of all time.
So last round, they sold them at the stores, and they obviously couldn't make a dent. So I'm glad that they're going online. Just at stores.
I'm on there right now.
Each box of cookies costs $5, and obviously goes to the Girl Guides. Now listen, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. This is something my mother passed down to me.
What?
You take the mint chocolate cookies, you put them in the freezer. You leave
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You leave them in the freezer. You never take them out
Nice and
unless you're going to
cold.
eat them. You want to eat those frosty.
So I'm on the website right now. You go to girlguides.ca, and then it invites you to go to the e-cookies portal, which of course,
Of course, it's a portal.
You click
of
on.
course,
I'm
yes.
in that.
you go to the portal, and then I clicked on the mint cookies, and for quantity options, they give you a choice of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 12, 24, 36, 48, 60 boxes, 240 boxes.
Let's not buy $240. That seems
Guys,
that's
have
like
you
a.
considered that we buy 240 bucks?
I like rip through sleeves.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And I'm like I'm heavy breathing.
Do you
It's-
eat like that? Like
Yeah, I
you
do.
make that sound
Yeah,
too?
I do.
Oh, I hope not.
It's so
I'm just like-
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Please don't make that sound. It's so uncomfortable.
Get us out of
Ew,
here.
ew,
Turn
ew,
her mic off.
Oh, the vanilla cookies.
Ew,
There you go.
really?
Yeah, they're the best
They're-
ones.
Nah,
Fight
no,
me.
no,
Fight
they
me.
are a third
Do
of
it.
3.
Fight
Mint
me.
chocolate all the way.
Later.
Brand new Lamborghini, a cop car.
With what's trending.
And this is what's trending right now.
Future is here, my friend. Toronto will start test driving self-driving shuttle buses in the spring of 2021. I'm no calendar expert, but that is next spring. The city of Toronto has signed an agreement with Local Motors and will run for 6 to 12 months. Each shuttle can seat up to 8 people, and there's also going to be staff on board the shuttle bus just to make sure everyone is safe, and just in case the buses become self-aware and try to destroy all of us.
Right. Fair.
Which is bound to
They've
happen
been
with
doing,
robots.
Uber's been doing the self-driving cars in Pittsburgh for years. I remember I was down for a Steelers game, and it was like 2016, 2017, and you could tell the cars that are different because they got a ton of tech on the roof.
Yeah.
But people didn't seem to have any problems with them. It was kind of neat.
They probably got used to it at that point about it.
I think so. Yeah, it was just one of the test cities they put it in.
Pretty interesting stuff. So out of nowhere yesterday, Ariana Grande announced that a new album is coming this month. All she tweeted was, I can't wait to give you my album this month.
Like,
that was it. And
just
then I
out
got
of nowhere.
hundreds of thousands of retweets.
I like that.
Nobody knows anything about this other than it appears to be a quarantine project. And we know that she can turn stuff out fast because if you remember, she released her album Sweetener, and then within 6 months she had her breakup with Pete Davidson, and then she released Thank You Next. So she's used to doing this stuff kind of quickly. She's also been pretty outspoken and encouraging people to vote. So maybe a political theme in there as well. Not too sure. That's all just speculation, but we'll have to wait and see. But exciting times. And Netflix has gathered what people are calling the greatest cast ever. So Adam McKay and Jennifer Lawrence are filming a movie called Don't Look Up. In this movie, Leonardo DiCaprio, Cate Blanchett, Jonah Hill, Himesh Patel, Timothée Chalamet, Ariana Grande, Kid Cudi, Matthew Perry, and Tomer Sisley?
Who's that, TJ?
I don't know who that is.
Tell
us
me,
more
man.
about
I
it,
know.
TJ.
You just gotta tell me.
That's a pretty good cast.
Yeah.
They're all confirmed for the cast, and it follows two low-level astronomers who embark on a media tour to warn mankind of an approaching asteroid that will destroy the Earth.
Oh.
The movie's supposed to be out sometime next year. That actually sounds really good.
I think the best cast of all time. Do you remember those Valentine's Day movies? And like they had, you want to talk about stunt casting? They had like everybody in those.
Wasn't Taylor Swift in one of
Taylor
those for,
Swift,
like, 5
Taylor
seconds?
Lautner, Jennifer Aniston. Like it was like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now the movies were awful, but you want to talk about great cast? They did a great cast.
I will one-up you. Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder has a huge cast.
Ben Stiller, Matthew McConaughey, Tom Cruise, Jack Black,
Robert Downey
Jr.
Are there any women in the movie?
That's actually a really good point. That's why I was listening that off. I don't think there's any women in that movie. Never mind. Tropic Thunder kind of sucks.
Oh, wow.
Well, I think that was.
Hey, I learned something.
Yeah.
Remember, it was supposed to be extremely inappropriate on all levels too. So that was sort of the idea.
I know.
You just rattled my world, and that's what's trending on TJ.
Thank you, TJ. In about 3.5 minutes, it's going to be your turn at $500. You are the Virgin Radio Moneymaker. All you need to do is text money in your name to 99999 right now. Boom, $500 after Harry Styles.
Tastes like strawberries.
It's Virgin Mornings with Adam Wylde, TJ, and Jax.
On 99.9 Virgin Radio.
How many people hooked up with their roommate when things got a little desperate during the first wave?
I live alone. Does that count?
No, you didn't live alone. You actually created your own roommates. You and your girlfriend Val, as I remember, you guys started dating as the pandemic hit, and you quarantined up.
We quarantined.
TJ, you moved her in.
Yeah,
Like, don't act like you
for
live
weeks
alone.
at a time, which was good. It worked out.
Don't pretend like that's not my move.
She's so cute. It was very worth it.
You know what? You're lucky it worked out because you could have been stuck with somebody who,
Yeah, for sure.
And everything was against us.
but it worked out. It worked out. Now, for some people, that didn't work out. Some people just, you couldn't get together. So Match.com did a little survey. 71% of the 5,000 people surveyed told Match they did not have sex with anyone during the pandemic, making it what might be the largest dry spell in world history. No, and they're not kidding. That actually statistically might be the largest dry spell in world history, which is insane.
That would make sense, yeah. That's very, very, very sad sense, but it makes sense.
However, 1 in 4, so remember I said 71%. That means there's 25% and a little 4% number in there too. 25% had sex with the roommate because they couldn't handle it anymore. Now, I know there is one person, at least one person in this room who has done this. And it's been described as a major mistake. TJ, want to tell us about that?
Yeah.
Right.
TJ once did this, and that caused some issues for you.
TJ.
I was living in Calgary, and the first place I lived, I had like a roommate, and we started flirting within the first month, and then we ended up hooking up, and it was not smart on my part because I had to move out within 6 months because it didn't end very well.
So it was a fling.
Yeah.
That went too long because you're already living together.
Yeah, and then it ended because my workplace Christmas party was coming up, and she's like, "Are you going to ask me to go to your Christmas party?" And I said, "Why?"
TJ. That sounds like you
And then I had to move out.
All right, I got a question though. When you guys were say month 4 and things are starting to get crazy, are you do you sleep in your separate rooms, or do you sleep in one of each other's rooms?
You sleep in separate rooms, yeah.
You do? You always slept in separate rooms?
Not all the time, but sometimes, yes.
That's such a bizarre dynamic.
It was. And it
crazy.
sucked too because I couldn't
Wow.
afford a mattress, so I had to sleep on an air mattress sometimes. So there were times where I was trying to just I was like, I need to sleep on a bed.
I gotta go down the hall. I got no bed.
Man.
Knock, knock.
Jax, you ever done that?
Yeah, I've definitely slept with
Oh,
a
you
roommate.
have?
Yeah, when I was younger, for sure. Like my
And?
early 20s.
How'd that go?
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a mess. It was a terrible idea.
So
It's definitely an early 20s
Yeah.
move, eh?
Oh, for sure.
Who moved out?
What's that? I did.
How long did it last?
3 months.
Wow. You know,
But that's like 18 years in lesbian land, right? So
I've only had one roommate that wasn't a girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah, one, and his name was Marty. And as much as I love Marty, we were
Party
not hooking
Marty.
up. So, I've never done this.
I can see it though. Like if I was single and if I had a roommate right now, like the times are tough.
Oh, absolutely.
Times are tough.
There was a time when it was fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it was great until
Yeah.
it wasn't. It's all like most relationships.
And then it becomes a mess, doesn't it?
So here's the
Yeah.
question. Can we find someone who'll admit to doing it during the pandemic? Is it you? Are you of the 25% who said, yeah, you know what? Let's just go for it. Want to know how it went for you? Did it end a disaster or are you guys getting married? 416-872-9999. 999 to text. It's a weekend with Adam Wylde, TJ, and Jax on 99.9 Virgin Radio.
This is Virgin Mornings with Adam Wylde, TJ, and Jax.
On 99.9 Virgin Radio.
Hey, listen. Nothing wrong with admitting that you may have hooked up with your roommate during the first wave, and maybe it'll happen again during the second wave. Jax and TJ have actually done this. Just it didn't take a wave; it was just a thing that
You just
that
had to be
happened.
20
Yeah.
living in Calgary and knowing nobody in the city.
or 20 and live in Halifax, right, Jax?
I'm not saying where I
Or was it Prince George?
I'm not saying where I was. None of
It
your
was
business.
Prince George.
No, you don't know that.
I do know that because you're not admitting it, and you never
Maybe I
lived in
lived
Europe.
in Spain.
But anyway, the reality is 25% of us did
Yeah.
during the first wave. Probably going to happen more in the second wave. Can we find someone who will admit to it? TJ.
We had 3 texts come in. One from the 416. My roommate and I definitely hooked up. We both started working from home in our 2-bedroom condo. And for the first 2 months, we were getting on each other's nerves like every day.
Hot.
Oh.
Just getting in each other's way.
Yeah.
Then one night, we drank, hooked up, and have been hooking up since.
Oh, so there's a vibe there.
There's a vibe. We both agreed that this is just a quarantine fling.
No, young love. I feel it.
You think so?
How about this for young love from the 289? My roommate and I hooked up once in the summer, and it has been so awkward since.
Oh.
I don't want to get into details, but let's just say one person was really into a certain thing, and the other was not. And there's no coming back from that.
Okay.
No. Let's all take a guess at what that was.
No,
let's
let's
not
just
do that.
ask permission first, everyone.
And this one from the 416. I have secretly been in love with my roommate for like a year and a half.
Oh.
We actually hooked up in May and been dating ever since. Turns out he had feelings for me too the whole time. We just needed a little pandemic nudge.
Oh,
Wow.
Isn't that sweet?
Pandy Pal.
You know, that's the thing is that if you're in like a new relationship, this second wave soft lockdown thing that we're going to be in, it's not the worst thing in the world, right?
More
It's
like
you-
soft love down.
Is that what you're calling it? Is that what you and your new girlfriend are calling it,
Yeah.
Jax?
Like, leave me alone.
I mean, you brought it up.
Leave me alone.
Let's have a bath.
Soft love down.
Yeah.
Sounds boring.
Everywhere, man, looking for someone who can please me, love me all night long.
It's Virgin Radio.
Everywhere, man, looking for you, babe.
Adam Wylde, TJ, and Jax. You hooked up with a roommate in the first wave of the pandemic. Hey, listen, it's going to happen again. This is a great story, though.
From the 416, met the love of my life during the first lockdown. We reconnected from high school. Been together 6 months now, which is like 6 years in lesbian land. So
Yeah,
wedding
true.
bells are ringing.
Oh, I love
Ding,
that.
ding.
Love it!
That's cute.
Aw, see, hookups can lead to good things.
The music. More hit music.
And this is what's trending right now.
Today it's 16 degrees and it's supposed to warm up a little bit. And you might be wondering, maybe that's global warming. And you would be wrong. It is in fact getting hotter in the city due to the fact that Jason Momoa is back in Toronto
Oh, wow.
doing some filming. That was a big stretch, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was.
I made it.
Worth it.
He's filming season 2 of C and was spotted eating a burger this week in Kensington Market. Apparently the owner of Aussie's spotted him in the market and invited him for a special burger. And he went to try it. And Jason's known for being a pretty nice, polite, down-to-earth fella. So he was spotted. A lot of people took pictures with him. It's just pretty neat. Jason Momoa's here. He's hot, and I'm sure he smells delightful.
Like, I can't imagine that. Like, he's not hard to spot. Like, he's so huge.
Yeah, he's
so
big, and
hot.
he's got the hair and the eyes and the
God.
body.
If a wolf came to life as a human, it would be Jason Momoa.
It's a sexy wolf.
Like a hot
Yeah. It's like one of those bad, those bad novels that you see in like Shoppers Drug Mart? Like we used to have them when I worked there, where it'd be like the Wolfman love story thing. And it'd be like,
And the wolf has abs and pants for some reason. Yeah.
But the pants are kind of caprice because they're showing how
And the
muscly his
ripped-
feet
Yeah,
are.
because his calves are so big, it ripped the denim off.
Yeah.
But his thighs don't rip the pants. That makes too much sense.
Basically, that's Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I want him to hold me.
I really like the idea that Jason Momoa heard all that, us just like drooling over him, and he's like, all right, never going to that radio station. Dexter's coming back, even though no one asked for it. Showtime just announced that Dexter's going to be coming back for a limited series with Michael C. Hall taking on his role as Dexter once again. If you recall, the show wrapped up in 2014, much to the disdain of everybody who watched it, because apparently the finale was absolute hot garbage.
Yep.
Production is going to start in early 2021. And 4 witches were spotted paddleboarding in a very festive yet very Toronto picture. Photographer grabbed the photos near Credit River Inlet, and they were wearing like full witch gear. They were wearing hats and all the other stuff. Nobody really knows why. It was just something they were doing. There was a group of 4.
I don't know, man. It sounds like something fun to do. There's not a lot of happiness going on in the world right now.
That's true. Hey, let's dress up like witches and go paddleboarding.
Sounds great.
Like, what's
I would
better
do
than
that.
a water witch? You know, like,
Right?
You know,
It's true. Not talked about often enough. Really.
They can
the water
conjure
witches.
things. That's what's trending. I'm TJ.
Thank you, TJ. Okay, so brand new Ghosted after 8 o'clock. And let me ask you this. You're dating a pastry chef. Are you ever breaking up with that person?
Never.
Yeah.
Never, right?
I'll
Never.
be miserable the rest of my life, but I will never break up with that pastry chef.
This poor guy got slow ghosted, and which is the worst kind. We'll tell you a little bit more at 8.
If you don't wanna see with what's trending.
And this is what's trending right now.
It begins. The pending robot takeover is starting next spring. Toronto is going to start testing self-driving shuttle buses in the spring of 2021. The city of Toronto has signed on an agreement with Local Motors and will run for 6 to 12 months. Each shuttle can seat up to 8 people. There's also going to be staff on board the shuttle to make sure everyone is safe. You know, in case the buses become self-aware and try and destroy us all.
Well, I think that's fair. Now, I've been to other cities where they're doing this. Pittsburgh was one I went to like 3-4 years ago with Uber.
Yeah.
Seemed pretty cool. And they weren't, none of the self-driving cars were attacking people, so that was nice.
Yet.
I must ask, and you guys know that I'm against robots, but doesn't it kind of defeat the purpose if they're self-driving buses, but there's a bunch of staff on them?
Well, yeah, but that's at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
We're not expecting the staff to be there in 10 years. It's just so
They have to earn our trust first.
I'm
and
just,
then we
I'm
take
just
the staff
saying, it
off
just
them.
doesn't sound like...
and also the buses are waiting for us to trust them, lose the staff, and then they're going to take over.
I don't know, guys. Doesn't sound like the most seamless plan, but okay.
The buses are hiding in plain sight. That's what they're going to do.
Exactly.
I don't like when you make robots people. You know that. You know that.
It's not me that's the problem, Jax. It's science. It's gone too far. Out of nowhere yesterday, Ariana Grande announced a new album is coming this month. She tweeted just out of the blue, "I can't wait to give you my album this month." And the internet went crazy town banana pants. Now, nobody knows anything about it other than it appears to be a quarantine project. And it is apparent that Ari can turn out content pretty quickly because she put out Sweetener. Then within 6 months, her and Pete Davidson broke up and she put out Thank You Next. Whether or not that was a project she was already working on, who knows? But it came out pretty quick. She's also been pretty outspoken on encouraging people to vote with the upcoming election in the States. So maybe there'll be some political themes in there as well. If it's going to come out right before the election. Who really
Bit of a
knows?
lost year, so why not put out an album and like why not create one? I think Dua Lipa, she mentioned it in April in an interview that she was talking about. She's like, well, I just released this album, but like, what else are we going to do this year? Why not?
Well, she had the remixes album that came out in August, and she's kind of hinted a couple times at putting out some.
I think there'll be one in January. I think January, February.
Everyone's on that Drake release schedule where they just never stop releasing new music or content.
Well, and you know what? It's so much easier to produce it now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, years ago, it took 6 months to put an album together because you had to track it all and whatever. Now it's like, takes a few weeks.
Yeah,
It's
but
great.
Aubrey, we're still waiting on that album.
Yeah, that is actually true. And it is October and we're halfway through.
When's his birthday?
October 28th? No.
That's my guess.
That's when it probably would come out, yeah.
I think. Netflix has gathered what people are calling the greatest cast ever. So there's a new movie by Adam McKay. Jennifer Lawrence is set to star in it. And it's called Don't Look Up. And here's who else is in the movie. Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Blanchett, Jonah Hill, Himesh Patel, Timothy Chalamet, Ariana Grande, Kid Cudi, Matthew Perry, and Tomer Sisley. Tomer's in it too.
You did
and
the
they are
story
all
earlier
confirmed.
and you didn't look up who it is yet, did you?
Why do more research?
Okay.
It's already written down. That means it's set in stone. The film follows 2 low-level astronomers who embark on a media tour to warn mankind of an approaching asteroid that will destroy the Earth, and it's set to come out sometime in 2021, hopefully. And it actually sounds really good.
There are some really bad stunt casted movies. Like I remember there was the Valentine's Day one with Taylor Lautner and Taylor Swift, and like a billion celebrities were in it. Terrible movie. But then there's good ones like The Hangover. Surprisingly, has a sneaky amount of pretty talented actors and actresses. I know, like even the Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters, was all stunt cast.
On the Bridesmaids, on a really low scale, the Adam Sandler movies on Netflix.
They always have really good movies. Yeah, really good cast.
Yeah, his new one, his Doobie Halloween, whatever it's called, has like everyone in it. Think of an actor. Just name the first one you think of.
Kevin James.
Sure.
Because it's an Adam Sandler movie, so Kevin James has to be in it.
It's just all of his buddies.
Yeah.
That's what's trending. I'm TJ.
We're out of here. But Robin isn't. She's taking over next, and she wants to hook it with $500 at 10 o'clock with the Virgin Radio Moneymaker. Woo! $500. Text money and your name to 99999 now.